The night sky glittered in the deep black of the pre-industrial forest. Or was it pre-post-industrial? Talking about time had gotten complicated, tied in knots by the linearity of language. I thought about when they made the announcement. A special report from the United Nations. Scientists in Switzerland believe they have found the cure for global warming. Operation Return will reroute the Earth's climate patterns, pull up the skeletons of past life forms, and facilitate the re-implementation of flora to reconstruct the different geological epochs on top of the current one. Humanity gets a second try. What did I think then? Was I pleased? The world was. It was the ultimate reset button, moving forward to go back to square one. There were protesters, those who felt that terraforming the planet could have untold consequences, who felt that impoverished nations didn't have a say, who saw this not as a solution, but as an escape. Most of us wanted an escape. It had been becoming difficult to ignore the odd tinge to the skies, the way fishermen caught milk jugs as often as halibut, the protesters outside Starbucks, demanding the end of single-use anything. Well, as it turns out, they got what they wanted. We fixed the problem of a single-use Earth. Flames danced in the darkness. Were we allowed to have fire? Was this technology beyond our epoch? We were floundering a little because our historian died last year. Despite the anachronism, we were all glad to be warm, even the head woman. Sitting up, I squeezed some of the mud between my toes. I often wondered how old this dirt was. Was it dredged up in the transition, pulled out of the heart of the earth? Was it topsoil, the old foundation of a backyard in Pennsylvania? Or was it the GMO dirt, mass-produced to cover up what we didn't want seen? I preferred to think it was the old stuff, stuff with memory and age. It felt like shadow solidified under my feet. Take lid off oatmeal, pour in water, microwave for 2 minutes. Was this container recyclable? I tossed it in the trash can on my way out the door. I'll look at it later. Walking down the street was different now, full of people, empty of the groans, putters, and shrieks of cars inching by in traffic. I looked down at my shoes, blue flats with black rhinestones. Beyond that, a banana peel with the label still on, a movie stub, a lone playing card, a plastic coffee lid. Coffee, damn. I looked down at my empty hands. No travel mug. Feeling oddly conspicuous, I popped into the nearest coffee shop. 1 triple Americano, to go. Do you have your own cup? The barista asked, looking bored, with a marker poised over a plastic coffee cup. No. I tried to be as nonchalant as possible. Name? Zaya. She scribbled furiously and moved on, already forgetting about the exchange. I teetered side to side, waiting. Zaya? Thanks. I moved too quickly out the door. I felt an irritating mixture of petulance and guilt. They couldn't expect me to be perfect all the time, could they? I wasn't sure who the mysterious they was, but I felt their eyes on my back as I tossed my single-use cup into a nearby bin. I kicked at a rock near the stream bed, unplugging it from its spot in the watery clay, looking for fossils, wondering if fossils existed, or if we were the fossils. The rock teetered over. Nothing, said Daya, who had walked over. Again. Some of this dirt is old. Some of it has to remember, I said, squinting at her face in the sun. So what if it does? Sometimes I wondered if we were supposed to learn something, that this wasn't just some grand experiment in human evolution. Given the different flora, fauna, and climates of the 9 epochs, each group should adapt separately, revising evolutionary patterns. What if you couldn't revise the human instinct to consume, particularly at the expense of others, separate from the system but parasitically mooching off of it? What if that was our biological drive? What if Darwin was right, but our best trait for survival was parasitism? In the forest, it was hard to miss. Even in competition, the forest ecosystem supported itself. Nutrients created, used, passed on, absorbed, changed, recreated. I looked around at the members of my group. Picking berries, gathering firewood, collecting stones for crafts. What did we contribute?